See You in Health is an improvised parody podcast. Do not attempt to use any of the tips or information contained in this podcast. To do so could endanger your health and wellness.
Hello.
Hello, you-yous. Welcome to See You in Health.
Oh, we're even better at it now. It's season 2, Sarah, and I'm so excited about the things we're going to talk about, the things we're going to share. We are so excited. We are going to speak about silent retreats. We just came back from one.
Wowzers.
Yes, amazing story. And then we're going to share what we're into this week. And then we'll get a little more into the subject. And we're going to tell you guys a little bit about what's going to be coming up for this season. We think you'll be quite jazzed. I think it'll resonate with you all.
Can we do what we're into first, Seth?
We can. Let's do what we're into. And as it is season 2, and I believe I went first last season. So, Sarah, take it away. What are you into this week, Sarah?
Well, guys, I've really gotten into children's hikes. And what I've been doing is going to my local recreation center because they usually will have a hike where you could like find all the trees or find like a cloud and something a human made. And so I've been doing those hikes and it's really
Are
fun.
these for special?
What?
Are these for special children?
They're just for children, Seth. Any children. It doesn't have to be children who are royalty. It doesn't have to be children who are billionaires' children. This is open to all children and me. I went to the rec center one day and I was just looking at the flyer board. And on the flyer board was this flyer that said children's hikes. And it had all of these fun activities on the hikes. And so I went up to the young lady who goes to our local high school and also works at this recreation center. And I said, "Little Delilah, can you tell me why this hike is only for children? Could a local citizen like myself also join the hikes?" Delilah said, why do you always come here with these questions? And I really appreciated that she wanted me to think about why I was there. So I said, I just want to go on the children's hikes. I see there are prizes involved. And she said, you don't have to do the hike. I will just give you this little prize. And I thought,
my goodness. How wonderful.
So sweet. And I said, I'm going to do the hike anyway. But, save that, put that prize on ice. It was a little ring, like a ring that's a lolly that looks like a diamond.
Okay.
But then when I came back from my hike, that was gone. A child had taken it, which I didn't think was fair because I had noticed it. And for her to give it to a child who came later than me?
Well, Sarah, remember, this is a recreation center for the local children, I believe.
It did say youth, but you know what I thought when I saw it? You-yous. And I said, you know what? I bet there's you-yous in this recreation center. I'm getting in there. I'm going to find out where the you-yous are. I'm going to find out where the opportunities are.
That is so you.
So that's what I'm into.
Well,
what about you, Seth? What are you into this week?
First, I'm gonna admit it. I didn't do the robust research that I usually do for this segment. So what I'm showing you isn't up to my usual standards, but I will say it's quite amazing. And it is a small flashlight.
Wow.
It is by Garrity.
As in Garrett E. Jones?
I don't know what that is, but maybe.
That's my neighbor.
No, I don't think this is about your neighbor. I think I have a flashlight.
He has one too, though, Seth.
Sarah, that doesn't matter. This is my flashlight, and I'm talking about it. Did I interrupt you during your...
Zipping my lips, Seth.
I love it. Folks, we've told you before, direct communication, nonviolence, it is what we're about. This flashlight is small enough that it can go in your pocket. And actually, Sarah and I brought this on our retreat because I was not sure if there would be electric lights. I love a rustic retreat where we don't have the amenities of modern life. And with it, I think all those appliances have like an aura, right, of pain. You remove those from the equation, and it's amazing how up you feel. You feel like you could do anything. And but it did come in handy, which we'll explain a little bit later when we tell you about our experiences. But so that's what I'm into this week. I'm into the fact that a flashlight saved my life.
Seth, I am grateful for flashlights because they saved your life. Because if a flashlight didn't save your life, I might be sitting here talking to a flashlight instead of you.
I believe that. I believe every part of that statement. So I'm still getting used to being back. I don't know. I was going to say jet lagged, but we didn't take a plane.
We were not allowed on the plane.
We tried to take a plane. All right, it's out. We did try to take a plane, but we were not allowed on the plane because we had too much luggage. Now, I'm sorry, the last time I went traveling, luggage was a big part of it.
That is so true, Seth. What they ended up telling me, because I was in that luggage you were trying to bring on, they told me, don't be in there.
Is that what they were telling you? They were saying something a little different to me. It had something to do with 20 years in the federal penitentiary for human trafficking, and I was like, I don't partake in your pop culture jabberwocky.
What was so funny is they were like, hey, you can come out, you don't have to be in there. And I was like, I'm going on a trip. Where else should I be?
Right.
And
I heard them saying to you on the plane.
Right, because I was in the overhead compartment.
Look, do you know how much airplane travel costs? It's astounding. We know you know. It's very, very difficult to get on a flight going to Arizona from California. That alone is hard. And so I guess long story short, we did have to use another mode of transportation to get there, which was perfectly fine. Nobody, but we did make it there.
We made it there. We were.
We're gonna save our experience. First, we must take a break, sell some things, and we encourage you to buy anything you want.
Please.
We'll be right back.
likes honey?
We can hear you all saying, me. But hold on. Did you know a special type of honey has healing properties that can help terrible burns, wounds, and ugly scarring? It's Madagascar honey, imported all the way from Africa. Honey Bear has now harnessed the power of this medicinal honey used for centuries in a sterile, safe, and 100% white bandage. Honey Bear bandages. Your child and whole family will relax as their cuts and wounds heal under the amazing ancient healing power of Honey Bear bandages. Remember how much it hurt to pull off ordinary disposable bandages? Who could forget it, right? With Honey Bear bandages, there is zero pain because of the ancient African honey included in its formula. Now, listeners of See You in Health can get a special package for 8% off. Just go to honeybearcare.bandages/con and use preferential code HEALTH for your crucial supply. That's honeybearcare.bandages/con/HEALTH. Thanks, honey.
Thanks, honey.
We are back.
Yay.
So to finish up the story that we began, we arrived in the late afternoon. I'd call it dusk. It was a wonderful time to be showing up at a retreat. And I just love the local flora and fauna from the window of our conveyance. We could see interesting animals about. Only later did we find that they were made of concrete.
Statues.
They were statues, animal statues. It's kind of interesting. Then as we wend our way, we did come to the place. It was the standing tree. Help me with
Sit-down
this.
place.
Standing tree sit-down convention center. Oasis.
Place.
They're in flux. They haven't decided yet what they want to land on, but everybody just called it Standing Tree. So we showed up at Standing Tree. We entered the gates, and were in awe of the smell of incense and burlap. That's what I was smelling. Sarah, what were you smelling?
I was smelling peppermint. I was smelling bus fumes. I was smelling wrapped foods.
Okay. Well, that's the bus for sure. That's what the bus smelled like. But I mean, once we had disembarked.
Oh, when we got there, that smelled like dirt,
Rich soil.
shampoo, and purple.
Okay, so we've covered the smells. I think something you need to know about a silent retreat is that you are signing up for silence. There's no talking at all. They're very strict about that.
Big sticklers for it.
Big sticklers. It's sort of their thing, these folks. But all in all, I'd say it was a wonderful experience.
I wish we could have stayed longer.
Yes, I wish we could have stayed long time.
Because
anyway,
getting kicked out after being there only an hour really was a bummer, because it took much longer to get there than we ever stayed at the silent retreat. And once Gloria had her hooks. Like she had actual hooks on us. And we were attached to a pulley system to like hoist us out and then over the fence. Then I really felt like, okay, we don't have to follow the silent retreat rules anymore.
So Sarah has honestly told you that we were asked to leave after 1 hour at the silent retreat, and I would like to explain that there we didn't really read the you know how you get all the literature and the visit this local lake and there's a lizard museum, like we didn't read it all.
Don't touch the electrified fence.
Don't touch the electrified fence. This place is vegetarian. Don't bring in meat. Don't talk.
Eat the berries on the tree. They're poisonous.
Right. Speaking of bears, there are some. So yeah, we didn't read perhaps as much as we should have. I will say that we were a little bit late getting there because of our travel challenges, and Gloria, who is the administrator of Standing Tree, really laid into us. Well, our room was very, very small.
I thought it was cozy.
Yes, and I thought it was small. So I on the way, and then we heard a gong. Okay, so we heard a gong. Well, it turns out that gong was Silent Retreat Now Begins. We did not know that. I thought it was for dinner. We thought we changed into some diaphanous scarves.
I gave Seth one of my scarves that he could wear on his neck for dinner.
That's right, she did. And but we thought we would stop by the office and make a request, if at all possible. Might we have a larger room? Can we upgrade? How does that work? Do we tell you or? And she turned around a shade of red I have never seen. I can't remember her exact words, but it was something to the effect of, you have broken the record for fastest breaking the rules of the no speaking rules. We were like, I'm so sorry. I know we're going to dinner now, but might we? And then she really didn't give us a chance to talk, to explain. And that just didn't feel like justice. I mean, if you have an infraction, you have to let the person explain. But instead, we were summarily given the boot.
With a hoist. They hoisted us over the fence because once those pearly gates close for the retreat, they don't open again until the end of the retreat. Just so people don't run out. I guess if you're following the rules longer, you like maybe want to leave so you can talk.
So whatever it is. I mean, can I be honest? I've heard that some people go over the fence and sneak down to the local bar, Jim's Joint. I mean, I read that on Reddit. Anyway, the crux of it is that we were put out. Now, we had paid for this retreat. I know that Sarah had been saving up for several months to afford the, I'm going to say it, steep cost.
I sold half of my scarf collection on Etsy, and I'm only now starting to rebuild it.
Right. I mean, you're wearing the remains of the scarf collection now.
Yep, these are my guys.
Yeah.
It's hard to talk about.
Safe to say that you had 6 and now you only have 3. Well, anyway, once we dusted ourselves off, straightened our garments, we noticed that one of the trees kind of went up over the wall. And so we, being humans, thought, well, maybe we can just enjoy the conference from here. Because we're not in there, we're not breaking the rules anymore. We're not inside. Outside the wall is outside.
Any rules apply outside. Any rules.
Carte blanche.
Commit murder. You could go rob places.
No, Sarah, no. We are still under the jurisdiction of the United States of America and the great state of Arizona.
Okay, I misunderstood.
And all humane law of God and man. But we managed to get a lot of ourselves over the wall. And so we were listening. I don't know what we were listening for because it was a silent retreat, but we thought we could probably catch some, if there was a lecture or something like that. Well,
but there was no lecture because it was a silent retreat. Yes. So we thought perhaps we can catch somebody also breaking the rules.
I mean, the only lecture was to Sara and I.
From Gloria.
By Miss Gloria. I called her Miss Ingloria.
Now, I don't understand why Gloria got to speak to us.
You know what? That's a very good point. That's a very good point, Sara. And if I were able to go back, you know how you want to go back and say,
yeah, let's do a role play of pretend I'm Gloria.
Love role playing.
Role play.
Okay, role play.
Okay, I'm Gloria. You tell me what you want to tell me. Hey, get out of this silent retreat because you're ruining it. You've only been here an hour and you don't know what to do, and get out of here. I'm hoisting you out, buddy.
God bless you, Gloria, and you do what you may, but I have to bring something up as a citizen that you are breaking your own rule right now because you're yelling at us.
Tough cookies, get out. I mean, that's just what I think she might say.
Okay, hold on. I've had a lighting problem. That wasn't a blackout. The show's not over.
What did they say in the theater? And scene.
And tough cookies. You're on your way out. And scene. No. Yeah. You know what? I feel very relieved.
Can I do Sara. A role play as well?
Sure. Do you want me to be Gloria or somebody else in your life?
Oh. No, let's just have me be Gloria.
Have you be Gloria or have me be Gloria?
Have you be Gloria.
Okay, so I will take you back. You little skullduggery skunks need to head the highway because down here we do things different in Arizona and we don't like people to ask questions.
Well, Gloria, how come you never got me any birthday presents? And how come you never invite me over, Gloria? And why haven't I heard from you in years and years?
We just met 1 second ago.
But you feel distant, Gloria. It's Gloria.
Yes. That's one thing we can agree on, you little varmint.
And Gloria, I want to take more trips with you.
Sara, what are you doing? Sara, I was trying to give you... Well, there's no rules. All right. How do you feel?
I feel better because now Gloria knows how I feel.
Well, yes, exactly. In our time at the silent retreat down at Standing Tree, we did see a few things that concerned us. Wouldn't you say, Sara?
We want to do an expose on them.
That's it. This is like, imagine
60 minutes.
60 minutes. Tonight's report by Seth and Sara of standing tree,
Sitting down.
sitting
place.
down place, another
I
pig.
I went there and I didn't see any napkins anywhere.
Not a one.
I found one trash can and the pearly gates, they closed real hard. What's your
Yes.
expose, Seth?
Well, I would join you in the noticing of no napkins whatsoever, paper,
Zero
fabric,
napkins.
biodegradable, nothing. There was one trash can, and they seemed very proud of it because it said painted on the side. It said, "This is the only trash can." And then I don't know, humble brag. And then the gates that Sarah's talking about, we called them the pearly gates. We were being lighthearted, but they really were. They were white industrial gates that they lock as soon as you pass through. It's like what's that animal that?
Crocagator.
One of those. I felt trapped. Trigger warning. If you fear being trapped somewhere, that's going to be a problem.
And I felt trapped, absolutely, until they hoisted us out. Then I was like, I'm free, I can do whatever I want now.
Yes,
And
I recall.
so I think that just to warn people about silent retreats is that it's like a jail.
Gloria has a mustache. I mean, it has to be said. It has to be said. I'm not saying that to put her down. I'm saying that if you encounter her, you will recognize her because she does have a mustache. But we want to talk to you about the new season.
Yay, season 2 is just for you, use.
And we're going to sort of show you, it's a little peek behind the curtain. We're going to show you how Sarah and I brainstorm and how we come up with ideas for the show. So we will let you into a little whiteboarding session. If you don't know what that is, just bear with us. I think you'll find it very educational. Here are a few other of our ideas, and this is not an exhaustive list, but cleanses, microdosing, eating for life, astral projection, ghosts. That's it.
So just stay tuned for those.
And
Seth wants to do something on the whiteboard.
We're going to take you to the whiteboard. Thank you, Sarah. I'll take it. I feel like we're a news duo. Sarah, give me some ideas. Here's the rule of brainstorming. There's no wrong answers.
Becoming friends with a sandwich.
So I don't have a lot left in this pen. So
just write sandwich then, and then we'll remember what it stands for.
Okay, sandwich.
Okay, sandwich. Are you going to write it?
I'm trying to get, okay.
I thought you needed help spelling. Sandwich.
Which. It's pretty simple.
Yep, we'll remember what that
means. I was thinking something to do with water.
Yes. Yeah, just write water and we'll know what it means.
Okay, let's keep them going. No wrong answers.
I was thinking of maybe like looking into like cured meats and the factories in which they are, like
ham.
Yeah, just put ham because that's like a cured meat, and we can like say how bad they are for you.
Cured meats, ham.
Just put ham.
It's so great that we can just use one word to remember these long concepts, but
Yeah.
that's how we work. That's how we jibe here.
Yeah.
Sarah, do you remember me talking about the occult?
Yes, I do.
Yes. I feel like we could probably get a little closer to that, and maybe start looking into, supernatural phenomena.
I think that's a really good idea, Seth, and that always reminds me of Halloween time. So maybe we could schedule it around, just put the word Halloween.
Is it 2 L's or 1?
Halloween.
Thank you. Anything around diet, because I feel like it's so important.
Yes. I think maybe just in general, just put the word diet just at the top of the list, because I feel like diet is kind of over everything.
It is.
And just put the word diet and we'll know what we mean by that.
I'll just and then I'll put like it'll just be like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's a good brainstorm.
I feel like I'm starting to dry up.
Water.
Well, we hope you have seen that silent retreats are not always what they seem.
Nope.
And we hope you have enjoyed this little peek behind the curtain into how we prepare for the week.
Peek for the week.
And from Sarah and I, we will say to you, see you in hell.
Seth was played by Peter Hawkes. Sarah was played by Vicky Kreckler. Theme music composed by Stevie Cornell. I have been your announcer, Josh Jones. This has been a production of Moogish Enterprises.